This is News 3 Now at 5.
And thanks for staying with us as leaders in Washington work on more pandemic relief packages. The recent report from the U.S. Treasury shows Wisconsin has spent only 3.8% of the money it got from the last round of relief.
Our Amy Reed is live tonight to explain why those numbers don't tell the full story. Amy?
After the federal government passed the CARES Act, Wisconsin got about $2.2 billion. Now, some of that went to Milwaukee or Dane County, leaving the state with about $1.9 billion to spend.
Announcement after announcement from the governor's office shows hundreds of millions in funds from the CARES Act are going to places around the state. But according to a recent report from the U.S. Treasury Department, of the nearly $2 billion the state of Wisconsin got, only around $75 million had been spent through June 30th. We reached out to the governor's office on this, and they passed along their latest message with the Treasury Department, which shows that $75 million doesn't account for everything. The administration wrote $67 million spent through June in response to the coronavirus will be billed to this fund at the end of the fiscal year, and since July they've spent another $108 million in emergency response that will be added to. Overall, the Evers administration has announced $1.72 billion in programs with this money, with funds distributed, quote, on at least a weekly basis throughout the state, unquote. Some of those programs help hospitals make up lost revenue or help with rental assistance. We checked in with some of those programs locally at UW Health and the Wisconsin Community Action Program Association, and they said they've been paid. At WisCap, they said $7.5 million has been paid out to assist approximately 4,000 households.
We aren't the only ones keeping track of this spending. The governor's office is sending quarterly reports to the Treasury Department's Inspector General, and the Legislative Fiscal Bureau is keeping track as well. Now, a challenge for tracking some of this money is that some of these programs have just finished taking applications, meaning the money is promised but hasn't been spent. By the way, there is about $230 million left to be allocated.
We will continue to follow it. Amy Reed, live at the Capitol. Amy, thank you. Next at 5, summer returns this weekend. Let's check your first warn forecast with Gary.
Well, the heat and humidity will build back in, and that will lead to some thunderstorm chances, although most of the time it won't be raining. You can see on visible cloud track, plenty of sunshine across the state of Wisconsin. There are some strong thunderstorms up in northern Minnesota, but those will stay to our north for tonight, at least as it appears now. They are still a little bit drier over southern Wisconsin. On Doppler track, some strong storms north of the Twin Cities have prompted a severe thunderstorm watch until 1 a.m. for that area, but most of that rain will stay to our north tonight. Temperatures right now are in the upper 70s to lower 80s. Janesville's at 82, Madison just below 80 at 79. Temperatures a little bit warmer out to the west. Dew point temperatures are still in the upper 50s to lower 60s. They are starting to increase on the other side of the Mississippi River. See some 60 plus, or actually near 70 dew points over northeastern Iowa. So by tomorrow morning, temperatures will drop into the mid-50s or mid-60s with just a slight chance of a shower or a thunderstorm. Then for tomorrow, another slight chance for a thunderstorm during the day. Otherwise, partly sunny, very warm and more humid with the high of 86, and it'll feel more like around 90 degrees. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that includes a break in the heat and humidity as we head into next week.
Gary, thank you. State and county health officials confirm more than 1,000 new COVID-19 cases today. There have been more than 59,000 confirmed throughout the state, almost 1,000 deaths now. About 16% of those cases remain active. With more than 14,000 people tested in just the past 24 hours, health officials say 7% of those tests came back positive. That's up 2 percentage points from yesterday. Across the past 7 days, the average is 5.9%. The Wisconsin Department of Health Services has published 2 new graphs on its website today. It's an effort to help the public better understand the pandemic. And Amanda Quintana is here to show us what they mean and why they were needed. Amanda?
DHS leaders say it's been a balancing act to release timely data every day while also making sure it's accurate. There have been recent concerns about data getting backlogged when the test goes from what they call a staging area, then it's confirmed by a public health official, and then goes live on the website. So this new graph was created. It shows results in real time. It shows all people with positive and negative results in the staging area. You can see that light gray section on the right shows that it's preliminary data. So it hasn't been reviewed by public health staff yet. Another important point is this graph shows results by person. So if you're tested multiple times, you show up only once here on the day of the first positive test.
We've created this graphic by automating the process that matches people with their test results. And so it allows us to report these data prior to the manual process of our public health staff confirming the accuracy of each of these data.
This graph you're seeing is the second new graph released today. It's about total tests administered. What DHS used to do was show us just lab capacity. So you could see that there in the light blue still. But this graph also shows us the tests conducted. So you can see how close we are to that capacity. This graph shows the preliminary data at the end there as well. And if you want to check out these graphs yourself, they are on the DHS website. You click on the Get the Latest COVID-19. That's the link at the top of the screen, and they're under the summary tab.
Amanda, thank you. 3 workers that were hired to help set up the Democratic National Convention in Milwaukee have tested positive for COVID-19. That is according to event organizers. Daily screening began last week for people working at the Wisconsin Center in preparation for the convention to begin August 17th. The DNC will be mostly virtual because of the pandemic. Earlier this week, Joe Biden announced he will not be accepting the nomination in person. New at 5, the Democratic National Convention Committee announced more than a dozen ways that you can watch the 2020 convention. The official live stream will be hosted on demconvention.com, and you can also watch on the convention's YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter pages. There are a number of TV providers and streaming services that will also be providing access. The event will air live from Monday, August 17th through Thursday, August 20th from 8 to 10 p.m. Central Time. Public schools in New York are authorized to open for in-person learning now that coronavirus infections have significantly decreased across that state. Many parents are planning a mix of in-person and online learning for their kids, and local districts have the final say on whether students report to class. Despite an uptick in coronavirus cases, South Dakota is expecting 250,000 bikers for the 80th annual Sturgis motorcycle rally. This is the wrong video here, obviously, but it would be the largest public gathering since the pandemic began, and South Dakota does not have a mandatory mask requirement.
A meeting between White House officials and Democrats ended without a deal on a coronavirus stimulus package. White House officials and Democratic leaders emerged from the meeting they both described as disappointing. The president says he has executive orders ready to go to address evictions, unemployment insurance, and student loans. The Treasury Secretary says he'll recommend the president take those actions.
It's going to take a little bit of time for us to finalize these and process them, but we'll do them as quickly as we can because the president wants action.
Democratic leaders criticized the threat, saying executive orders would be weak and insufficient. The bill's overall price tag remains the biggest sticking point here. The White House started at $1 trillion, with Democrats wanting a $3.4 trillion package.
Fifth-year students at Beloit College will not have to pay tuition for their 9th and 10th semesters if they are enrolled full-time this upcoming school year. The announcement is part of the school's action plan to help ease the financial burden that many students are facing due to the pandemic. 4 people are in the hospital tonight after a rollover crash on the interstate early this morning near Windsor. State troopers responded to the single vehicle crash on I-3990 around 3 a.m. The crash is still under investigation, but officials suspect that the driver fell asleep. 2 of the 4 people were airlifted to the hospital for serious injuries, but they are expected to survive.
3 men have been charged with burglarizing a store during the civil unrest downtown back in May. These men were charged with party to a crime of burglary. The criminal complaint says police used surveillance video to identify 21-year-old Martin Engelhart and 35-year-old Matthew Wagner. Officials noted Wagner did not leave with any merchandise. Police used a Facebook Live video that 21-year-old Noah Reich made to identify and arrest him. The video showed him breaking into a store and grabbing merchandise. According to a criminal complaint, there was $10,000 in damage to a store at the bottom of State Street after people broke in and vandalized it. There was another $10,000 in stolen merchandise. American Civil Liberties Union warning the Milwaukee Police Department that its new chief shouldn't use harsh tactics against protesters. The city's Fire and Police Commission demoted Police Chief Alfonso Morales to captain last night after criticizing how he has handled multiple incidents, including his decision to use tear gas and pepper spray against protesters and the arrests a couple years ago, Milwaukee Bucks player Sterling Brown. The commission named Assistant Chief Michael Brunson, who is black, as acting chief. Still ahead at 5, an update on a plane crash in India that killed at least 16 people.
And protesters in Lebanon allege the government is responsible for that explosion that killed more than 150 people earlier this week. And then coming up tonight at 6, we're getting an update from a local distillery that shifted from making spirits to hand sanitizer at the start of the pandemic. We'll see how they're doing now. That's coming up at 6.
And on Wall Street, the Dow adds another 46.5 to close the week, with the NASDAQ hitting a wall and losing some 97. The S&P 500 with a 2-point gain. We'll be right back.
Incredible savings during the big anniversary sale going on now at Slumberland. Deals galore throughout the store, from modern sofas and chairs to gorgeous beds and lots more. Top it off with totally free shipping. The big anniversary sale at Slumberland Furniture.
This right here is confidence in a bottle. It just gives you such a boost of confidence.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something in the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes in as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes. And I did this to my father. We were at home. I had the timer on, and we were screaming. 4 minutes, 34 seconds, completely gone.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. These lines bother me. They really do. And this is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. So it targets all those problem areas.
So this would be a daily thing, or
it absolutely could be a daily thing, but the way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
At our $14.95 price, it's the best way to try Plexiderm and see it work for yourself after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Incredible savings on Sealy mattresses during our big anniversary sale now at Slumberland. Get a Sealy Queen mattress as low as $99 or a luxurious Sealy Posturepedic for $9.99, plus free shipping. The big anniversary sale at Slumberland.
Coming up tonight at 6, we'll tell you about a new ballot drop-off option for voters in Stoughton, plus a crash last night that injured 4 people. Now police are looking for one of the drivers police say ran from the scene. We'll have an update tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
Catch all the action this season on TVW, the new home for Forward Madison. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
At least 16 people are dead after an Air India Express plane crashed in the southern Indian state of Kerala. After skidding off the runway, the plane broke in two while landing at the airport. CNN reports weather conditions were bad at the time, and the pilot tried to land earlier, then had to turn around. Both pilots were killed, and 46 people were seriously injured. There were 190 on board. People in Beirut, Lebanon are protesting against the government after a giant explosion killed more than 150 people. Demonstrators claim corruption is what led to Tuesday's blast, which destroyed thousands of homes and a large amount of the country's food supply. They're furious that the government knew about the 2,700 tons of explosive ammonium nitrate stored at a facility in the port and did nothing about it despite warnings from customs officials for years. That neglect resulted in Tuesday's deadly blast. Rescue teams continue to search for dozens who are still missing next to the smoldering explosion site.
I think he's there, but I think if we continue to work slowly, probably time will run out.
Yesterday, people in the city greeted Emmanuel Macron with chants calling for a revolution. The French president vowed to help the people, not the politicians. More than 25 countries, including the U.S., have offered aid to Lebanon.
Tropical storm Isaias causing power outages on the East Coast. Thousands are still without power. This morning, almost half of Manhattan went dark for about a half hour, causing panic there. Just after 5 in the morning, 3 networks lost their electrical supply, but experts say this Manhattan outage, where lines are underground, is not related to the storm. They're investigating transmission system problems. Let's get a look at our first warn weather as we head for the weekend. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Well, the heat and humidity will start to build for tomorrow and Sunday. The live view from the WISC Skycam right now showing partly sunny skies out there. It's still pretty nice. 3 things you need to know about the forecast, though, is that the heat will come back in for the weekend. Highs mid-80s for Saturday and probably upper 80s for Sunday. Those dew point temperatures climbing into the 70s. You certainly will notice the humidity, and that could lead to some thunderstorm chances, but there'll also be many dry hours as well. Not looking at a complete washout this weekend, but when it rains, it could rain hard for at least a short period of time. And that's because the humidity levels will be increasing. Right now, dew points are around 60. Temperatures are in the mid to upper 70s to around 80. Notice how both the temperatures and dew points increase over the next 48 hours. Those dew points into the 70s for tomorrow and for Sunday as well, with high temperatures into the mid to upper 80s. Some severe weather starting to occur in central and northern Minnesota. There's a severe thunderstorm watch until 1 a.m. there. These thunderstorms will move into northern Wisconsin. Last night, one of the computer models was showing the storms moving into southern Wisconsin. It doesn't look like that will happen. That's why we only have a slight chance for a shower or thunderstorm late tonight. Tomorrow, the severe weather threat starts to reform back out to the west of us. During the day, I think we'll see very little in the way of thunderstorm activity, maybe a little better chance tomorrow night. Sunday, more storms to our north and west. Now, we'll see a little better chance for thunderstorms here. Right now, the highest severe weather threat appears like it'll stay to our north and west across Minnesota and northwestern Wisconsin. On weather track, the jet stream pushing northward. That's why we've gone from that northwesterly wind flow aloft to a southwesterly wind flow. That's what will increase our temperatures over the next couple of days. But notice the jet stream kind of settles back again over the northwestern part of the country. So we'll see a couple of days of heat and humidity, and then temperatures will be a little more moderate as we head into next week. As we look at the surface weather map, there's a warm front cutting through Minnesota, another warm front down to the south in Kansas. But as we take a look at temperatures right now, they're in the upper 70s to the lower 80s for the most part. La Crosse a little bit warmer at 85. On the other side of that warm front, they're mainly in the middle 80s. And then you factor in the dew points. Look at these dew points. Low to mid 70s over much of western Iowa and through much of central and southern Minnesota. So that's the heat and humidity that's heading in our direction. Now we'll see the temperatures still remain in the 80s, above normal by a couple of degrees for next week, but at least the humidity levels will drop off a little bit. And you can see the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook still calling for pretty high chances of above normal temperatures in our part of the country, with precipitation expected to be above normal as well, as we see periodic chances for some thunderstorms, especially as we head toward beyond the 10-day forecast. As we look at the forecast for tomorrow, high of 86, very warm, more humid, a slight chance of a thunderstorm late tonight and a slight chance for a thunderstorm during the day tomorrow. You can see this on Future Track. If we see a thunderstorm chance, it'll be from those storms staying up to the north. Maybe 1 or 2 of them could drift southward overnight. Tomorrow, dry for much of the day with highs in the mid-80s. Maybe a little better chance for some pop-up showers or thunderstorms tomorrow evening and later tomorrow night. But look at the low temperature, lower 70s with lots of humidity, and then high temperatures, upper 80s for Sunday. Maybe a better chance for thunderstorms later in the afternoon. Rainfall amounts will be spotty through Monday. Some areas less than 1/4 of an inch. Other areas could pick up an inch or 2. Notice one of the other Future Track computer models showing some general 1.5 to 2 inch rains with more widespread heavier thunderstorms. So right now, I think going with the lower model. Otherwise, as we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, notice temperatures still remain in the 80s, but the humidity levels drop off a little bit. Still enough moisture for a chance for a shower or thunderstorm through the end of next week and into the following weekend. Better chances toward Monday of the following week. As we take a look at first warn traffic right now, not seeing much out on the roads. Traffic has been moving pretty steadily in both directions on the Beltline on 39, 90, and 94 on the east side of Madison. Just a little bit of a slowdown around Monona Drive. As far as travel times are concerned, it's about a 15-minute commute either direction on the Beltline between University Avenue and I-39, 90. Heading out of Madison, it'll take you 25 minutes to head to Janesville from the Beltline southward. To Sauk City on US 12 from Middleton, that's a 16-minute commute, and 16 minutes also to Sun Prairie on East Washington Avenue and US 151. That's your news 3 now. First warn traffic.
Gary, thank you. Still ahead at 5. Researchers at Duke University are studying whether diseases like COVID-19 can be spread simply by talking. That story just ahead. Stay with us.
News 93 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Great decision on your new windows. Buy one, get one won't last long.
Have you always been so passionate about windows?
Felco's buy one, get one free windows is totally rad. Felco's energy-efficient windows are a must in every home. So hurry, call now.
You could say that.
Buy one window, get one free, and get no interest for 1 year.
Buy one, get one free, and soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Felco.
Get more for your kitchen now at the Brothers Maine Big Kitchen Upgrade Sale. You'll get big savings from Whirlpool, Maytag, Amana, and KitchenAid. And you'll get the joy of showing off those amazing brands with a risk-free 30-day price satisfaction guarantee. Get 100% confidence in your purchase only at the Moore Store. The Big Kitchen Upgrade Sale with more selection, more savings, and lots more fun showing off your beautiful new kitchen. Now at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Today, we're facing a serious threat. We have to meet it as one country. Numbers don't lie. Infection rates are now going up in more states than they're going down. We got to fight this together. Wear a mask. Keep your distance. Limit the size of crowds. It may be inconvenient. It may be uncomfortable, but it's the right thing to do as an American. We need a president who will level with the American people. President will tell us the unvarnished truth. President will take responsibility instead of always blaming others. President will listen to the experts, follow the science, allow them to speak. President will lead, be an example for the nation. We have to do all we can to keep our fellow Americans safe and healthy. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Save big money in your next project with the 11% off everything now at Menards. There's no limit to what you can create with Menards' huge selection of landscape blocks. Pick up Crestone retaining wall blocks for just 97 cents each after 11% off. These LED Gilcrest low-voltage landscape lights include 8 path lights, 2 spotlights, transformer, and cable. Right now, only $59.98 after 11% off. Start saving today with 11% off everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
The pandemic is taking a bite out of an American favorite, the hamburger. The virus sickened thousands of workers at packing plants, and beef prices have risen 20% since February. Higher prices and fewer beef cuts in grocery stores created a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for competitors. Owners of Beyond Meat, a plant-based alternative created in a lab, are battling for a bigger share of the market.
We now have an opportunity to be price competitive with beef with respect to our burgers, and so we're taking that opportunity, and this summer we're going to be very aggressive on our pricing.
Everything in here is highly processed, and I think that's my biggest problem with it.
Which to you says?
Beef is a $67 billion business. Since the pandemic outbreak, sales of fresh meat alternatives have more than doubled from a year ago.
New research suggests just how easily people can spread diseases like coronavirus simply by speaking. As Nancy Chen reports, researchers used a basic device to get their results and say that not all face coverings offer equal protection.
Duke University researchers wanted to test how easily germs can spread even during normal conversations. They used a box, laser, lens, and cell phone camera to visualize droplets and film people speaking into the box.
Stay healthy, people.
It's astounding how much stuff comes out of you when you just speak. You don't even have to sneeze or cough. It's the speaking itself that already generates lots of droplets.
You may not know that you're spreading the disease
you won't see it.
Dr. Martin Fisher and Dr. Eric Westman's team tested several types of face coverings. N95s without valves were the best protection, and surgical masks were also adequate. Popular double-layer cotton masks provided good coverage as well, but coverings like bandanas and neck fleeces did not block droplets much and may actually spread them more.
Everyone has been saying something is better than nothing, but your study actually says that's not the case.
That is not the case. You have this mesh in front of you. These big droplets that you emit actually get broken down by this type of fabric into a bunch of little droplets.
The findings drive home how critical masks are, especially since the coronavirus can spread when someone doesn't have symptoms.
If you want to reduce your risk and other people's risks of a transmissible disease, the science is clear that you should wear a mask, wear a face covering.
Because researchers say wearing masks is one step we can all take to help end this pandemic. Nancy Chen, CBS News, New York.
Researchers also emphasize that the protection healthcare workers need, such as N95 masks, are not necessary for everyday life.
COVID-19 has upended every aspect of our lives, including our social lives. With no immediate end in sight, many people have experienced increased pressure or desire to take part in traditional summer activities like barbecues and beach gatherings. While we want life to return to normal, certain gatherings increase the risk of spreading COVID-19. UW health psychologist Shyla Murgain offers some tips to maintain healthy connections with others.
Somebody's inviting you to do something, you can say something as simple as, that's a great idea. How can we do this in the pandemic era? How can we stay safe with COVID-19 if we do that? And then brainstorm ideas and even suggest some ideas like, well, can we both wear masks and be 6 feet apart? Instead of being inside, can we do it outside? Or that's a great idea to play board games. Maybe we can do it by Zoom instead of in person.
And Shyla also emphasizes maintaining good self-care by exercising and getting enough sleep.
Stay with us. We'll have a final check of your First Warn forecast in just a moment.
This is our moment to build a new American economy for our families and for our communities. When we spend taxpayers' money, we should use it to buy American products and support American jobs. It's time to help small businesses. We'll purchase clean energy technologies to fight climate change and enhance national security. We have to invest in what the jobs and industries of tomorrow are going to be. We have a great opportunity to build back and build back better. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Earn now, spend later during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Rewards Members Dollar Days. Now through August 16th, Rewards members earn $10 in Blaine's Bucks for every $75 spent in store, redeemable just like cash, August 20th to the 30th. Start earning today with great deals like these folding camp chairs, just $8.99. Large bags of Farm and Fleet dog or cat food, only $19.99. And Citgo full synthetic motor oil, just $1.69 a quart. Not a Rewards member? Sign up today and start earning Blaine's Bucks now to spend later just like cash.
Do you have a coffee smile? Drinking coffee causes yellow teeth for thousands of people just like you. And whitening toothpaste just doesn't make those stains go away. Introducing Power Swabs, the first teeth whitening system that lifts coffee stains off your teeth in less than 5 minutes without whitening strips or trays.
I've smoked, I've drank coffee, I drink red wine. It makes my teeth darker. And using Power Swabs, it's made a difference. People ask me, what do you do to whiten your teeth? And I'm really proud to tell them that I use Power Swabs.
This didn't sting, it didn't burn, it didn't have an aftertaste. It was just a swab, and I just got to rub it on my teeth, and that was it.
The Secret is a tooth detergent and whitening agent developed by Dr. Martin Ginniker that lifts stains off of your teeth. Power Swabs remove stains on natural teeth, veneers, bonding, caps, and crowns. The best part is you just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you'll have whiter teeth. No more sitting at home with a whitening strip or tray in your mouth for 30 minutes twice a day.
So with the strips I've used in the past, most of them are like, you got to leave it on for 30 minutes, and the whole experience is just not comfortable. But with Power Swabs, I just snapped it open and rubbed it on, and it was good to go.
When I used these whitening strips, I noticed when I would drink, I would get this crazy sensitivity. It would go right to my brain, and I'm like, I hate this. So why do I have to go through the monstrosity of this pain just because I want to whiten my teeth. With power swabs, there was zero sensitivity.
Within the first day with the power swab, I noticed there was a difference. I really love the fact that you're able to go individually on each tooth and make sure that it's going to be wider.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. Whiten your teeth today by ordering power swabs and receive 40% off the regular price. Yes, 40% off the regular price. Shipping is free, plus you'll receive a free Quick Stick pen. Visit powerswabs.com or call the number on your screen.
Finally at 5, an honor for Ava DuVernay, the filmmaker behind Selma, 13th in A Wrinkle in Time, the 27th recipient of the Dorothy and Lillian Gish Prize. Each year the Gish Prize goes to an artist who pushes the boundaries, contributes to social change, and paves the way for the next generation. It comes with a cash award as well of about $250,000.
Congratulations to her. And Gary has a final check on the weekend forecast.
Yeah, nothing around here right now precipitation-wise. The air is still pretty dry, but that will change. You can see to our north and west some showers up in western Wisconsin, southern Minnesota. Thunderstorms farther to the north have prompted the issuance of a severe thunderstorm watch for the Twin Cities. Temperatures right now, upper 70s to the lower 80s. The dew point temperature is still pretty comfortable in the upper 50s, but notice they do increase the west of the Mississippi River, and look for temperatures to drop into the middle 60s by early tomorrow morning. Just a slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm. Tomorrow, a slight chance of a shower or storm too, with a high of 86. A little better chance on Sunday, especially Sunday night into Monday. And then we see a little less humidity, but still slight chances for thunderstorms for much of next week. Most of the time it won't be raining, though.
And we're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News.